Welcome back to our channel, dear friends. We always cherish these moments spent discussing the stories that have captivated us for decades. Let us explore the magnificent drama unfolding right now on General Hospital. We have all watched General Hospital long enough to know that there is nothing more agonizing than a storyline where an innocent child is placed in danger. Right now, my heart is shattering for little James and the unimaginable terror surrounding his disappearance. Cody Bell, a man who has spent so much time trying to find a stable footing in this tumultuous town, is now facing the most harrowing ordeal of his life after losing James. I find myself captivated by the raw emotion pouring out of this storyline. We see a man stripped of his usual charming veneer, left only with a desperate need to protect a boy who means the world to him. How does a man react when the most vulnerable person in his orbit is snatched away? He completely shatters, willing to do absolutely anything to make things right. It is deeply fascinating to witness Cody's complete loss of faith in the Port Charles Police Department during this agonizing crisis. For decades, we have watched the PCPD struggle to contain ruthless criminals, and right now, the department is arguably more compromised than ever. With the arrival of Joe Fitzpatrick, a dirty cop with hidden agendas, and the chaos surrounding Curtis Ashford's trial, the police force is stretched incredibly thin. Why would Cody trust a system that constantly fails the innocent? I completely understand his overwhelming frustration and his terrifying realization that playing by the rules will only result in James being lost forever. When a child's life is on the line, the slow gears of the justice system feel like a death sentence. Driven by a frantic desperation, Cody makes a decision that we have seen so many desperate souls make in the long history of the show. He turns to the criminal underworld, seeking the formidable help of Sonny Corinthos. There is a dark, tragic poetry in this choice, isn't there? Sonny has always positioned himself as a shadowy protector of children. I find myself nodding along with Cody's twisted logic because when the light of justice fades, you have to embrace the darkness to find what you have lost. Sonny possesses the resources and the absolute ruthlessness required to hunt down a predator. However, we all know that striking a deal with Sonny Corinthos is never a simple transaction. It is a Faustian bargain that demands a piece of your soul. Of course, Sonny agrees to help, but as experienced viewers, we knew there would be a steep, terrifying price attached to this dark alliance. Sonny demands that Cody undertake a highly dangerous mission for his organization, effectively drafting Cody as a pawn in the escalating war between the Corinthos Syndicate and the ruthless faction led by Jen Sidwell. This is where the storyline elevates from a simple kidnapping plot into a sprawling, high-stakes thriller. I am absolutely riveted by the way the writers are weaving Cody's personal tragedy into the larger narrative involving Sidwell. Cody is no longer just a desperate man looking for a boy. He is now a foot soldier in a mob war, forced to navigate a treacherous landscape filled with professional killers. As I watch Cody prepare to plunge into this criminal abyss, I cannot help but mourn the beautiful, fragile life he was building with Molly. Just recently, we saw them enjoying sweet romantic moments, planning for a future that felt so bright. Now, all of that is being violently ripped away. Cody is being forced to sacrifice his humanity to compromise the very core of his being in order to save an innocent child. How can Cody ever look Molly in the eyes again if his hands are stained with the sins of the underworld? I find myself shedding a tear for the tragic irony of it all. In order to be the hero James needs, Cody must become a villain. This transformation is deeply painful to witness, yet it is undeniably compelling television that keeps us hooked. While Cody is descending into the criminal underworld, the true horror of this situation is unfolding in the life of Maxie Jones. Cassius, operating with a level of cruelty that chills me to the bone, contacts Maxie directly, delivering a threat that would paralyze any mother. He warns her that if she dares to involve the police, he will take James out of the country permanently, leaving her with an empty void for the rest of her life. My heart absolutely breaks for Maxie. We have watched this incredible woman endure so much tragedy, and now she's being subjected to psychological torture by a man who wears her dead husband's face. The sheer, unadulterated evil of Cassius's actions cannot be overstated. He is weaponizing Maxie's immense grief. Let us pause for a moment to truly analyze the horrific brilliance of Cassius masquerading as Nathan West. For longtime viewers, Nathan represented everything good, pure, and honorable in Port Charles. To have Cassius, his identical twin, walking around with that same handsome face, committing these unspeakable atrocities, is a profound violation of Nathan's memory. When Maxie looks at Cassius or hears his voice on the phone, her mind must be screaming in agony. I find myself shouting at the television screen, completely enraged by the audacity of this villain. Cassius is not just stealing a child, he is desecrating a legacy. This visual and emotional manipulation makes his threat to take James away permanently feel so much more visceral and terrifying. Maxie is now trapped in an impossible, suffocating nightmare, entirely isolated from the support systems that usually sustain her. She cannot go to the police, she cannot confide in her friends, and she is forced to carry this unbearable burden completely alone. This profound isolation is a hallmark of the greatest soap opera tragedies. We want to reach through the screen and hold her hand, but in her mind, the risk is simply too great. If she makes one wrong move, James is gone forever. I am deeply moved by the quiet strength Maxie is displaying, a desperate endurance that only a mother can summon. She is buying time, completely unaware that Cody is currently selling his soul to Sonny Corinthos in a frantic bid to be the miracle she so desperately needs. As Cody steps further into Sonny's world to fulfill his dangerous end of the bargain, the broader implications for Port Charles are absolutely terrifying to consider. Sonny is not just sending Cody on a simple errand. He is deploying him into the highly volatile war against Jen Sidwell and Ross Cullum. This means that Cody is now intersecting with the darkest, most lethal elements of the WSB's rogue faction. I find myself incredibly anxious about how this will play out. Sidwell is a man who holds immense power, currently trapping Jocelyn and Liesel Obrecht in a nightmarish captivity at Windermere. If Cody's mission for Sonny disrupts Sidwell's operations, the blowback will be catastrophic, causing collateral damage that rips through the entire canvas. The most tragic element of this entire saga is the rapid, devastating decay of Cody's moral compass. We are watching a real-time spiritual crisis, a man willingly sacrificing his own goodness on the altar of necessity. Every lie he tells, every violent act he commits for Sonny, chips away at the person he used to be. I cannot help but wonder, when this is all over, how will Cody wash the blood from his hands? He is making a choice that will forever alter the trajectory of his life. Even if he manages to pull James from Cassius's clutches, the Cody that comes back will not be the Cody that left. He will be a man carrying the heavy weight of the underworld, forever changed by the brutal realities of the dark path he has chosen to walk down to save a child. The tension is building toward an absolutely inevitable, explosive showdown between Cody and Cassius, and I am sitting on the edge of my seat anticipating the sheer violence of that encounter. This is no longer just a rescue mission. It is a deeply personal vendetta. Cody is going to come face to face with the monster who shattered his world and terrorized the woman he cares about. When a man has already sacrificed his soul and embraced the darkness of Sonny's world, he has absolutely nothing left to lose in a fight. I firmly believe that when Cody finally corners Cassius, we are going to witness a level of raw, unbridled fury that will shock us all. Cody will be fueled by the pure adrenaline of a protector, pushed entirely past his breaking point. Furthermore, this desperate crusade by Cody is heavily poised to be the catalyst that finally rips the mask off Cassius and exposes his horrific crimes to the rest of Port Charles. For too long, this imposter has operated in the shadows, manipulating Nina, devastating Liesel, and holding the memory of Nathan hostage. Cody's violent collision with Cassius will undoubtedly create a massive shockwave that brings all of these dark secrets into the blistering light of day. I am incredibly eager to see the fallout when Dante realizes the full extent of the monster operating in their midst. By threatening James, Cassius has not just made an enemy of Cody, he has signed his own death warrant, unleashing a torrent of fury that will change the canvas forever. As we watch this magnificent, heart-wrenching drama unfold, we are left to ponder the profound complexities of human nature and the impossible choices born of desperate love. Cody's journey from a charming rogue to a tragic hero caught in the crossfire of a mob war is a testament to the incredible storytelling that has kept us fiercely loyal to General Hospital for all these years. Will saving James be worth the ultimate destruction of Cody's soul? Can a man who walks through the fires of the underworld ever truly return to the light? These are the beautiful, haunting questions that will linger in our minds. We will continue to hold our breath, pray for little James, and mourn the innocents lost in this brutal conflict. Thank you for joining me today.